Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. No Quarter Podcast. I'm going to do another one of these. I haven't put one up in a while. I hope you guys don't mind. Of course, nobody minds. Nobody's listening. So I'm just going to keep on keeping on with what I am on, which is not much. However, I do have really nothing to say. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, you can definitely hear that. How are ya? My headphones don't work. At least the microphone on the headphones. They're still headphones, right? Yeah, because now they got earbuds and microphones. If I'm walking down the railroad tracks, northwest suburb of Chicago. Fuck it, who cares? Cary, Illinois, Chicago. Skateboarding brought me here. Kicking up rocks. I used to steal these rocks and put them in my aquarium. I must have like half a dozen of these. I would go out skating at night and go over to a friend's house and take a shortcut across the railroad tracks through the woods. And then go to a friend's house and get drunk and then skate home. And when I would cross the railroad tracks, I would fill up all my pockets full of rocks and then skate and skate home and then empty all my pockets. A couple times I would like wake up and I'd be like, the fuck's in my pocket? And I thought it was a cell phone or something, and I'd pull out a rock in my bed. I'm like, oh, it's a rock. And I'd just leave it, put it on my bedside table, leave it in the bed, fall back asleep. But I would pick up these rocks because they're cool. They're kind of bluish, kind of granity, but they're just the rocks that line the railroad tracks. And they all are similar size. And you can kind of hear them. Kind of gravelly, but bigger and shinier, and I don't know, all sorts of little glittery specks in the rocks. I'm not a geologist, okay? I took a geology class. The only thing I learned how the earth was formed was from uplift and erosion. That's everything. Everything around you has been uplifted or eroded. That's why we have hills. Oh, I took that geology class with a friend, and I told him that's all I learned. Uplift and erosion. Because that's what Cary, Illinois was eroded away by huge glaciers. So water. Erosion. I think that's the definition of erosion, is water or wind. Northwest suburbs. So like right by Lake Michigan of Chicago. LSD, Lakeshore Drive in Chicago. Right along the lake of Lake Michigan, the largest freshwater in the northern hemisphere lake. And I live less than 100 miles away from it. So I live kind of in like a valley. It's called the Fox Valley. A cop was just killed here, if you're watching the news recently. They still haven't found his killers. And I'm walking around Fox Valley train tracks in the middle of Chicago. They still haven't found them, so hope I don't get killed. But everybody can hear me. I'm kicking these rocks because, dude, I've walked across like skunks, possums, dead ones, live ones. But I love walking these tracks. Something, I don't know. There's energy charged to them. I don't know who laid them, but there's definitely energy. This is called the Northwest Line. Just like Kanye West Kid. So like the energy of these tracks, I'm trying to, I don't know, maybe siphon some energy from them by walking them. I get some energy. I just had a big meal, so I needed to go for a walk. I heard walking after a big meal releases serotonin. And I'm all about my serotonin. That's a quote. I did not come up with that. That original line was said by Sheldon on The Big Bang Theory. which I was just watching, and just had some Cantonese Mexican, Cantonese Mexican, had some Cantonese food, and I'm walking it off right now. I had way too much. Walking and skating it. I got a skateboard in my hand. This is my skateboard on the railroad track. Oh, that was the wood. That's the railroad track. I'm walking across some shit. What is this? Is it a dead body? It's not a dead body. It's just a piece of plastic. Alright, I'm coming up on an intersection where I have to be kind of sketch. So I'm going to pause it here. Not as sketch as I thought. I just hopped up off the tracks, walking through the grass. Getting on the sidewalk. Alright. But yeah, just chilling tonight. So, I had a friend drive by at a pretty well-lit spot. Like I was going under a bridge, walking under the bridge, and he was driving up under the bridge, so there's not much to look, and I'm lit up because I'm under the bridge. I'm a pedestrian, and he drove by, and we're both going opposite directions, and I kind of just looked up to see him, and I'm pretty sure he saw me because he like did the whole look down at your phone thing. So I don't think he wants to be my friend anymore. I would have texted him, but then I saw him look down and didn't acknowledge me. Like I looked up at this car because sometimes I either look away from a car or look directly at a car, depending on how wildly they're driving. And this one, he wasn't driving wildly, but he was just zooming in where I was at, and I could see him and he could see me because we were both under the lights. So I look, and it's my buddy, and he whipped out his phone like he's texting. Be careful, bud, don't text and drive. That's not good. If you don't want to say hi to me, I guess he just kept his eyes straight or was like messing with the radio or something. I hope he wasn't texting, but maybe he had the radio blaring, maybe he didn't see me. I saw him and we were going under a bridge. So if you're listening to this, what up, bro? I'm not going to text you because I hate how instant everything is. I love showing up places. That guy's not turning. Turn off your blinker, dude. Alright, we're going to do a coast. You guys want to listen to this? Coast! Coast to coast! Coast to coast! Coast to coast! Enough of that. Enough of that goddamn coasting. Get off the street! You get run over by a goddamn pickup truck. Goddamn driving like a motherfucking boomhauer. Here he comes. Fuck you, boomhauer, motherfucker. God, I hate fucking headlights. So unnatural. Especially when you're riding opposite against them. You're riding opposite against the headlights, and like you're on your bike. Like I almost want to wear sunglasses at night because the headlights, they just blind you, and you look, you're a deer in the headlights essentially, and you're trying to ride a bike or a skateboard down a hill. And then sometimes I've had motherfuckers stick their heads out their fucking windows and be like, blah! And yell profanities like, pussy, eat my dick, dick punch. And I just I was listening to a podcast and they said today, dick punch means love. So they were just screaming they love me. But if I wasn't paying attention, I could have wiped out. But usually that happens, like, go figure. I usually wear my headphones, so I don't hear shit. Oh, here's that sketchy pickup truck. What are you doing, brah? Drive on, motherfucker. God, people, like, especially when there's no cars, I guess everybody does it. I haven't driven in a long time. I don't like to drive because I'm kind of scared of it. Because of automobile accidents. Hello. Think of like the saddest story of somebody, a modern day story of somebody dying suddenly. How'd they die? Fucking car crash. That's how they died. So I don't want to die in a car crash because it's too sudden. I don't like how sudden that is. I want to die old, or I want to die of an impact of another way. I don't know. Cars are just dangerous. That's how you're going to die. I guess as a pedestrian, I'm going to end up getting hit by one of these goddamn cars. Great. If anybody fucking uses that recording after I die, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to be dead, so you can't use it anyway. But God, yeah, here comes another sketchy. That sketchy pickup truck just turned around. Turn this way, man. He keeps slowing down right at this spot. If he turns left, he's coming towards me. Like a sketchy motherfucker. I had a sketchy pickup truck last night, so I was riding my bike. I'm skateboarding now, but I was riding my bike. And I went to Crystal Lake, live in Cary's. And I went to Friday Night Magic, which is a card game tournament thing. First time I ever went, so I just rode my bike. Get out there. I think it's like 2.5 miles. It took me like an hour to get there. I had to cross this highway. It was fun. I just went to a spot where there isn't a lot of traffic and just waited for a gap. Didn't take long, but I had a slow leak on my back tire of my bicycle. So I brought an air pump, pumped it up before I went. I was going to pump it up when I leave. So I get there, play the game, sit there a couple hours, and go to leave. And I go to pump out my tire, and the slow leak became a large leak. Oh, the sketchy kid's got a neon light. What's he doing? Here he goes. He's got a drone. No, it's not a drone, just a couple of neon lights. Watch out, man, the sprinklers are on. You're gonna get wet. Anyway, had to walk all the way home, the 3 miles. That's all. Because my tire wouldn't stay up, so I pushed the shit all the way home. Yeah, he's got a little drone. Bring it over here, bitch. It's a neon drone. He's flying it around. Crossing the intersection, no goddamn cars, we're good. Here comes a car. Uh-oh. Field pheasants or something. Birds. Alright, so I have a intro opening, if you watch any of the other podcasts, of the water tower in my town. So I'm standing like kind of directly underneath it. And directly... Alright, so if that's northwest, directly north of this water tower, I'm standing south looking at it, and then further north in the photo, there's like this abandoned house that I kind of want to go check out, but I don't want to walk. Ah! Goddamn pheasant just scared me. I don't want to walk across this field because I keep scaring pheasants, and my tennis shoes are getting wet, so I ain't gonna do it. Alright, I'm gonna listen to some tunes, ride down this hill. Another episode of No Quarter Podcast. I might tune in a second. I might tune in next week. Either way, it'd be cool if you stay tuned. Alright, No Quarter Andrew out. Thanks again. We chose the path that no one goes. Stay black. Haha, big ups. Don't you... Okay, is it just me, or do police officers drive like jerks? Especially at night. I don't know, if anybody like me likes to walk anymore rather than drive. But when you walk, you spend a lot of time like on one street, and if you're walking along a busy street, you see a lot of stuff happen because you're walking, you're not really driving. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I think cops drive really badly. And usually when I, as a pedestrian, am like at night, like riding at night, because you see cars coming a lot sooner, and I don't know if that makes sense either, but and you can tell how a car's moving at night a lot easier. You can you can hear, because it's so quiet. You can hear that when somebody pushes the gas and the pedal on, and you can hear, and you can see the momentum of the car a lot more visibly because it's got the tail light lit up and the front headlight lit up, and you can tell even from far away. You can tell when a car is zipping or just coasting or cruising or accelerating or decelerating, because the brake lights light up and they're much more prominent at night. I don't know. I'm walking around at night and I could tell from far away who's obeying the speed limit, who's just coasting and driving like an Autobot, and somebody who's not driving like an Autobot. And you can hear when people are blasting music. I used to think that all the time. I'm like, is my speakers too loud? They were way too loud. I used to have subwoofers that were way too loud in my car, and people could hear them. There's 2 police officers driving now, zipping along in their SUVs, and I could tell that they were zipping because of how they were accelerating through this 30-mile-per-hour street called Three Oaks. What the hell? Why are you guys zipping up and down Three Oaks? This is like a suburban neighborhood, and they don't need 2 of you, and not into it. But that's one thing at night I could tell, that you could just see how, especially like bad cars, you can hear, and like motorcycles, you can hear a lot louder at night. I don't know, I think sound travels faster at night. I don't know if that's true. But like, I'm sure you could hear maybe some of the crickets. You could hear some of maybe my footsteps, maybe even some of the cars while I'm walking around. But it's just, I don't know, I find it more calming. Walk around at night. During the day, it's hectic. I don't like to do that. But I'm still walking, and I wanted to keep doing this podcast. Keep it up to snuff about some of the things that I've been into. Essentially magic. Magic, and I was thinking it's kind of a total loaded word. A very loaded word. It's like saying God. I was like, God's a total loaded word. Do you believe in God? That's a loaded word. What do you mean by God? What do you mean by magic? I'll start off with a simpler identification as just a card game that I've just gotten into, playing a card game named Magic. That's been really fun. But what I really wanted to talk about was the kind of philosophy that I've found called magic. And what I've come to realize that the best way to research it is not by looking for keyword magic. Look for a keyword hermetic esotericism is the way to say it. But magic is way easier to say than hermetic esotericism. And what it is essentially, is the cop coming back? Gee, the cop's coming back down this goddamn road. One of the 2 SUVs. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna pause and we'll be back in a second. And I'm back. I had to cross the road. When cars like light me up with headlights, I know I'm talking about it at night. Headlights, and when cars like light you up, sometimes that when I light you up is they put on your freaking brights. They're bright lights, because I don't rock reflectors or reflective clothing. Otherwise, although I am wearing a bright orange cutoff t-shirt right now, they'll like flick on your lights, their brights, and light you up, like I say. And I always make faces at them. I stick out my tongue because I don't know what to do, and they just blinded me. So even if I was just trying to cross the street and I was a while away, they flick on their brights, and their brights are incredibly powerful, and they let you see a lot further, obviously. But to me, they just blind you even further, so I stick out my tongue and close my eyes because I can't see anything. But anywho, so if you see me making faces at you, turn off your fucking brights. Some guys flick it on and flick it off. That's cool. That's how you're supposed to do it. Some guys flick it on and leave them on. Even if there's cars driving towards them. There goes a motorcycle. Even if there's cars driving towards them, why don't you guys drive a little safer? sorry I get so into fucking talking about driving, because it's so scary to me that people just do it willy-nilly, and you can do it when you're 16. You can have the ability to have you can kill somebody with a car way easier than you can kill somebody with a gun, in my opinion. And get away with it. Like, if you were a psychopathic killer, I would not, or like a serial killer, that's what I was trying to say. If you're a serial killer, well, I guess they are psychopathic. I would kill people with my car and just be like, oh, I drive the new Tesla and the computer sucks. Shit like that. I would be like, getting away with it with that than try to like shoot I accidentally shot somebody. Who are you, Dick Cheney? That only worked with Dick Cheney when he accidentally shot his friend. Alright, if you don't get that joke, then fuck you. But cars are just dangerous. I don't like them here. It's 2,000 to 3,000 pounds of fucking metal. So what I was talking about earlier was magic. I'm kind of just walking around this park. I don't really have anywhere to fucking go. And I'm talking about magic with a K. And what that involves is a lot of mental focus, which is what I'm kind of trying to master right now. So I'm going to try to do some focus work, energy work, where I just calmly think about smart and positive things. I'll feel better that I did this podcast, where I rant and ramble some more and some more about essentially nothing but what it is to be alive. And I'm creating. That's what I really wanted to do too. Was create. I heard a quote today that said the most powerful thing you could do is create. So I'm reiterating that, and I'm doing that. So thank you for doing it with me. No25andrew, send me an email if you want. Send me some spam mail if you're into it. Crossing the street again, a lot less cars. See, like, same road that I crossed earlier. Less than, like, this worth this podcast. That's how long it's been since I recrossed it. And, like, no cars have come by. A ton of cars came by, no cars are coming now. I don't know, you just see and feel more as a pedestrian. I don't know, that's just my thing. I like being a pedestrian. I like doing these podcasts. I like doing focusing energy work. I don't like being lit up by headlights. I'm no25andrew. Oh gosh. I'm trying, guys. Anyway, if you are listening, if you're not, nobody's listening, and who gives a fuck. Andrew, don't die. Listen to these in the future, if you can. The internet's cool. Rock out with your cock out. Stay black. Stay black. Tremendous. Like Joey Diaz. Stay black. Alright. See you later. Thank you very much. Bye.
Walking side by side with death, the devil mocks their every step. Snow drives back, the foot that's slow, the dogs of doom are howling more. They ask no quarter.